Hey guys, today we're going to review the CAD Yen trade from last week and cover how I knew to abort that short trade, and moreover cover how I view the Nzdusd USD's weekly buys at this point. Okay, so let's start with the CAD Yen. Okay, this is a weekly chart. Let me run you by the current setup I was looking at. So the last weekly short trade that formed was right here, and the last weekly long trade that formed was right here. And then more over 2 weeks ago, right at this level right here, this bias was confirmed to be short, or in other words, price is likely to reach this pivot low before reaching this pivot high. And then moreover, last week, I took an aggressive short entry right at these levels right here. And although the price did go toward its main target, there was current price long that kicked in. So like I mentioned on the communities tab, I aborted this short entry at these levels right here for 80 pip profit. Okay, so let's review the setup. Let's go over to the 15-minute chart. Okay, so initially last week, there was a breakout and immediate break back in. However, price came down to this pivot low to create strong short strength and confirm that weekly bias to be short. And so I took an aggressive short entry right at this level right here with a stop loss at this pivot high and its main target way below. Okay, in the initial part of last week, price is going toward its main target. However, at this point, and this point right here, there was 4-hour current price long. And so I aborted this short trade at the 4-hour open at this level right here. Okay, and also remember that any open trades that I mentioned on these analysis, if there is a current price override, I'm going to mention it on the communities tab. So make sure to check it out periodically. Okay, and then right after I aborted this short trade, price continued on up to that stop loss level right here. Okay, so this was about an 80 pip profit on this trade. All right, so let me show you the 4-hour current strong long string that formed in these areas. Let's go over to the 4-hour chart. Okay, so on this 4-hour chart, a current price override can be formed through 3 opposing strength elements, which will be long in this case. Now, the first one was this 4-hour rejection candle right here. The second one was this 4-hour rejection candle. And the last one was right here. And so at this point on the close of this candle, I aborted that short entry right at this level right here. All right, so let me show you how I view this weekly bias at this point. Okay, so on this weekly chart, since there was a current price override right here, since this type of override is still new in nature, I'm going to put the bias between this pivot high and this pivot low back to neutral at this point. Okay, and I'll keep you guys updated when there's a new bias that forms on this pair. Let's go on to the Nzdusd USD pair. Okay, and if you're having trouble understanding what I'm talking about in terms of biases and lower confirmations, please check out my analysis manual. Okay, and the link for that is in the details section of this video. Okay, this is a weekly chart. Let me run you by the current setup I was looking at. So the last weekly long trade that formed was right here, and the last weekly short trade that formed was right here. And about 2 days ago, this bias was confirmed to be long, or in other words, price is likely to reach this pivot high before reaching this pivot low. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you this lower confirmation that formed right here. Let's go over to the 1-hour chart. Okay, so on this 1-hour chart, right at this level right here, there's a breakout and immediate break back in. However, immediately, price came up to that pivot high to confirm that weekly bias to be long. Okay, so for the time being, this bias is confirmed to be long. However, this pair, as you guys know, has been confirming biases in both directions over and over for the last couple of days. So for this pair, I'm only going to use 4-hour lower confirmations to confirm this bias and moreover to trade this bias setup. Okay, but for the time being, this bias is confirmed to be long. Okay, now I'll keep you guys updated when there's a 4-hour lower confirmation that forms on this pair. Okay, so today let me talk about the evolution of a strategy. Okay, so like I always say, trading is all about consistently making your strategy more efficient. Now, a good example of this evolution is from the dollar-yen trade from 3 weeks ago and the CAD-yen trade from last week. Now, if you recall, on the dollar-yen trade, I took a loss due to new market environments that I've never seen before. And after that loss, I refined my strategy to be able to cope with this new market environment. And through that refinement of my strategy, I was able to abort the CAD-yen trade with a profit, and thus the market environment that was untradeable 3 weeks ago is now tradable. Now, the evolution of the strategy basically just repeats this process over and over and gradually refines your strategy to efficiency. Now, what I want you to take away from this example of an evolution of a strategy is, number one, you need to have a flagship strategy that you do not waver from. And you don't want to be switching strategies over and over without giving it a chance for refinement. Okay, and number two is that you follow the rules of your strategy and only refine them if and when the market presents a new market environment to do so. Okay, and number three is that be okay with the fact that it's going to take time to refine a strategy into a profitable one. Okay, so that's it for this weekly analysis. I hope you guys have a great week, guys. Thanks for watching. Okay, bye.